the app up and running. As you can see, I'm sitting next to the poor narwhal. I don't mean that in a bad way. The narwhal is an awesome robot, but I think this Dreame Tech's gonna beat it, being that it can vacuum at the same time. The narwhal, you have to actually switch out the mops for the vacuuming port, and I really wish they would have somehow gotten both of them on like the Dreame Tech did. So we're gonna send this out for the fast mapping run, and I'll just record that for you guys real quick and speed it up. I'll tell you how long it took, and then we'll look at the map and see just how well. Then we'll look at the map and see if it is a good job and good representation of my house. So I am going to click on fast mapping. You can map it as well with just straight up cleaning. You don't have to do the fast mapping option, but it literally should take 5 to 10 minutes, so I don't see why you wouldn't. Do I have the mop pad on? I think I do. Don't forget to take off your mop pads, guys. Otherwise, it will not do. Yeah, I do. Okay. Well, see?
Mop pads removed.
Yes, ma'am, they have been. Drive them back up in there. Just gonna set those on top for now.
Start charging.
All right, let's try that again. So I try to keep all this stuff in my videos. I can easily edit that out, but people do make these mistakes, and I just did it. So now we're gonna go back to making the map. Now we're gonna click fast mapping.
Start mapping.
And I'll let this map, and then I'll speed it up for you guys, and I'll let you know about how long it took. As you can see, it'll show you on the phone it mapping as it goes. And that's within, what, 30 seconds of it driving out. It's already got the whole dining room and kitchen. So this LiDAR is very cool. Been out for a while, of course, but LiDAR is definitely, I think, the future of robotic vacuuming. Roomba can do amazing things with their camera, but I think eventually they're gonna have to switch to LiDAR. All right, it's already done with the kitchen. Surprisingly, it didn't go down here. Let's see if it will realize that it could have and come back. All right, once again, did not go this way, but I'm sure it will. I just want to video all this in case it happens to miss something. Excuse the mess. There's the good old Roborock S7 with the self-empty bin. Another great robot vacuum. While this guy scans the room, I'll show you the mess that I kind of made for it to clean up. I'm also going to spread out some cereal. Not a ton of it, but just a little bit here and there on this floor. This particular video is mainly going to be the hard floor vacuuming and mopping at the same time. And then later I'll do a full floor plan video, and we'll see if the vacuum is as good as, say, the L10 Pro or Z10 Pro, which I would assume it will be. Oh, okay. So now it's going in there, and I'll let you guys know if it goes down the other hallway when I hear it go over there. All right, I put down a couple of stains too on this floor to see how well this mopping works. These are dried 100%. It's been over 24 hours. So I have some coffee there. This is Gatorade, so very sticky. And you can see I accidentally ran over it with my computer chair. So it is spread out a little bit, which is actually good for the test. Over here, another coffee stain. And then over here, another spot of Gatorade. And then I put down some milk too that completely dried. That's actually kind of hard to see. See if I can even find it. There you go, you can see the milk there, kind of the glare. So we'll see how well this guy cleans up. But one thing I think I'm gonna do for this video, oh, come on in. We were just talking about you. One thing I think I'm gonna do for this video, since I've done a lot of mopping tests with robots, and I'll be honest, this is just what I think. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think it'll be able to get up this coffee stain with just one cleaning run. Just because that's a pretty good stain, it's hard to get off. So one of these two coffee stains and the Gatorade stains, I'm gonna do a quick little squirt with like some Windex just to saturate it. And then we'll compare when it's done, the spot that we saturated versus the spot that we left completely dry. All right, so it did make its way back and go down the hall. So it looks like it's fully done my entire floor plan. And as soon as this document says complete, I'll grab the phone and show you the map. And then we'll try to go ahead and divide the rooms. Now, one small negative on this guy is you can't really mop and vacuum at the same time unless you plan on just doing the hard floor. So these have sensors built in that once it senses carpet, it won't continue if the mopping pads are installed. Now, of course, you can take the mopping pads off and do a full floor plan of just vacuuming. But that's one reason why I'm going to, well, let's hear what she says. Okay. Oh,
Charging.
are you sure? Okay. Did you go and have a couple beers or something, buddy? Let's hope this is a one-time thing, which I think it will be now that it has a map, but that's something I've never seen before. There we go, perfect job the second time.
Mapping completed. Start charging.
I do love this LCD display. As you can see, it tells you the battery power, it tells you what it's doing. And I think that's a cool little touch. The Narwhal does have something similar. All right, let's take a look at the map and how well it did. And I'll tell you if it looks just like my floor plan. And of course, it definitely does. It even labeled A, my laundry room. B is a separate bathroom. And then C is, it just considers that all of a floor plan. But we'll go through and I will separate each room. And then we'll explain kind of more about the mopping and vacuuming. All right, guys, I'm gonna go and set up the map and everything, and then I'll show it to you once it's done. And then we'll send this on a quick cleaning run and see how well it does. If you're new to this channel, please like and subscribe. I got a ton of robot vacuums, a lot of different mops now. I plan on doing a bunch of really big videos very soon. Just haven't had the time, but hopefully within the next week, I'll pump out some really good, big, long, fun videos. All right, guys, it's time to finally try out the Dreame W10. I got the testing area set up and ready to go. Let me quickly show you the mess again. So I have a couple stains of coffee and Gatorade, two different spots, another coffee, more Gatorade, and then there's a little spot of milk. Then we should cut, the way I'm doing it is should cut off here with a boundary line, so it shouldn't go past that when it cleans. And then as you can see everywhere, I threw down a little bit of Fruity Pebbles just to see how well it does with the vacuuming of this as well. Quite a bit of a mess over there by the stove. So one thing I am going to do, since we have multiple coffee stains, I am gonna pre-wet one of these and see the difference when it goes over it. I'm very curious to see if this will be able to clean up the coffee stain on its own. I am gonna make this clean twice. And we'll do the before and after on the one I squirt versus the one that is completely dry. So this one here, I'm gonna give it a quick little squirt with some Windex or this cleaner, whatever, just to get it wet. And then this Gatorade spot here, I'm gonna get it wet as well. And why I'm wetting it is because I've done lots and lots of mopping tests with tons of different robots. And to be honest, none of them can get up stains like this on just one cleaning run. So I really want to see if A, it'll get this cleaned up because it's completely dry, and then B, see what it does with the one that is completely dry. There's also some debris over here, and then a little stain there of milk. I think that was milk I put down. So we'll see if that's gone too after this test. So we have the sweeping and mopping activated. I'm just gonna do standard suction power because it should have no trouble whatsoever getting up these Fruity Pebbles. Then I'm gonna have the humidity of the mop pad on full. I'm also gonna have it clean just those two areas. So you gotta click on room, click the areas you want it to clean. And it says 1 time, but I'm gonna switch it to 2. So it says up top how many times and what rooms, and we're gonna send this guy out and hopefully it does as good of a job as I think. This is the first time I've ever used this other than it going around making the mat. So this is the first time the mop pads have even gotten wet. So what do you guys think? Do you think it's gonna do a good job? I kind of think it's gonna do really good. Well, I also set it to go back as often as it could to clean the mop pads and re-wet them. And that was, I believe, 5 meters squared. It's in the settings. So right now you can hear it. So that's it pumping water onto the mopping pads. And then if you're not familiar with how these work, this will go out and clean for a small amount of area. And then when it senses the mopping pads are getting dry, or at your dedicated time, which I did the lowest, it'll come back, scrub the mopping pads, completely cleaning them of all the dirt and debris, while re-wetting them to come back out and give you a fresh set of mopping pads. So this is gonna be, this and the Narwhal is gonna be the best type of mop you can do, period, because they come back and clean the mops. Most mopping robots just have simply a pad, and if I was to clean this entire area, it'd be essentially just pulling around the coffee stain, the Gatorade stain, and kind of just more spreading it around the room. So it does this first every time it wants to go out and clean.
Start selected room cleaning.
There we go. You can see the mopping pad spin quite quick. And the weight of the robot is pretty heavy, so it's putting down force on those pads as it goes around and cleans. Definitely wet. All right, it's going back already to go ahead and scrub those pads and re-wet them. Here's the process. All right, well that took right at 2 minutes to clean the mopping pads. So that can tell you right there that these mopping pads are nice and clean. Now they're re-wet. That's gonna pick off exactly where it left off. Going right back to where it left off. See if it runs over that stain. It was actually really close to the Gatorade stain, so I'm curious if we're gonna pick that right up from its first pass, or it might just barely miss it. That's exactly the cutoff I put for the room arrangement, so works perfectly. And with that being wet, you got the exact spot that it hit. Now this is around the line that I put. It's not perfect because I don't know exactly where it is on the map, but you can tell that it's sensing the carpet and it's not going up on it at all. So I'll let this guy clean a little bit more. When he gets to those stained areas, I'll grab the camera and start recording for you guys. And let me know in the comments what you think so far. I think this is definitely the future of robot vacuums. You probably saw my previous video of 2 more models that aren't even out yet. The D-Bot Omni X1, and then Roborock has one as well. And those look pretty impressive as well. So a lot of technology coming out with these guys. You can see it just ran over that Gatorade stain that I pre-soaked, and it is 100% gone. All right, looks like it's going back to clean itself again. Remember, I did it on the lowest settings, which might have actually been too low. But that's gonna be a very good first test. Gone. Of course, that was the one that was pre-wet, but got up all that with one pass. That is awesome. I don't think it touched much that pass, but let's see here. Yeah, see, that's the, and I'll explain it when it gets to that coffee stain. But I'll explain what I think about mopping robots when it gets to that. I mean, I did tell it to clean twice. It might actually be able to get that on the second time coming out. It did get up a lot of it actually, so I'm quite impressed with this guy so far. Here is the very dry coffee stain. This is not squirted whatsoever, so let's see how it does. There you have it. This is the whole reason why I squirted it. These mops do a really good job for everyday cleaning, but it's just simply not gonna get up stains. And that's not really, I'm not even mad at that. Every single mopping robot I've tested, including that Narwhal, the Roborock S7, everything, there's not a single robot mop on the market that will get up that stain unless you pre-soak it. And it's so easy to do. If you're gonna send out a mop and you look on your floors and you see a stain, give it a quick squirt, and I guarantee it's gonna pick it up each time. You already saw it got up the Gatorade and the other coffee stain in one pass. So not gonna fault this at all because of all my testing. If this was my first robot I've ever tested, I'd be like, oh man, this thing's a piece of junk. You can't even get up a coffee stain. But once again, literally none can. There's not a single robot vacuum with mop that will get that stain up without pre-soaking it. And I know I say that a lot on all my videos, but it's true, you just saw it. It still has to go around and clean. It's not even done with its first run yet, but I'm gonna let this guy fully clean, do 2 passes, and then I'll record again and show you exactly how every stain looks We'll see if there's actually any cereal still laying around, and I'll give you my overall verdict. All right, guys, thanks again for watching so far. This is a long video, but I wanted to give you guys as much information as I could possibly give you on this. I'll make a shorter version if you guys don't like these longer videos. Let me know in the comments, actually. I'm always confused if you guys like really long videos like this that give you a ton of information, or do you just want a bunch of quick videos that kind of say, okay, here's a coffee stain, it's going, okay, it didn't pick it up. Or here's a quick look at the map. You know what I mean? Or, I don't know, personally, if I'm looking into a robot vacuum, I want to know as much as I can in one video. So I'll pick this up when it is done with its double clean. We'll see how well it cleaned, and then we will check out how dirty the water tank is, and then we'll finalize this video. Once again, please like this video and subscribe. It takes a lot of time to put these videos together, and I'd love for you guys to join this channel. Alright guys, the Dreame Tech W10 is done. And I must say, I really, really like it. Let me show you the app really quick. It says task completed, and then it reminds you to empty the waste bin, which we will do. As you can see with kind of the crisscross pattern there, when you do the double clean, it'll go one way for the entire run and then go back and do the opposite direction, therefore getting a really, really good cleaning job done. And I must say, I am super happy. And look at that battery life, guys. It cleaned for 43 minutes and still has 73% battery life left when it was vacuuming and mopping. So I'm so happy that they put this giant battery in here. It is really quite impressive. And I'm gonna say it right now. This is well, let me show you how well it cleaned first. Now, it did go over this coffee stain twice, and some of you might be like, oh, well, it doesn't do a very good job. Well, like I said before, every single robot vacuum mop I've ever tested would not have done any better on this coffee stain. Once again, if you have a stain, squirt it, and it will clean it up with no problem whatsoever. Let's take a look at the ones that I did squirt up. Well, first, since we're right here, this is also the Gatorade. So it did not get up the Gatorade and it's still sticky. Am I mad about that? No, not at all. But I'm not mad because I've tested tons of robots and I know what to do to get up stains. So coming over to the spots that we did squirt, I don't even know where they were. I mean, they're completely gone. Same with the Gatorade over here. We saw that earlier in this video. Let's see if we can see anything on that milk. Yeah, I can still see the milk stain. Once again, if I would have given that a quick squirt, gone. Let's see if we can find any Fruity Pebbles at all. I put down a pretty good amount, I think, for this test, and a lot of robot vacuums on hard floors, that side brush spins too fast, and it's kind of spreads them around. And I don't see any Fruit Loops anywhere. So that is quite impressive too. Let's see this stain over here. I'm sure it's still here because we didn't squirt it. And put it right here. That actually got the milk up here pretty good. Alright guys, so what do you think? I think hands down, without a doubt, this is the best mopping robot and vacuum in one, period. Now, before this came out, I would have said this guy, the Narwhal, was the best mopping robot you can buy. But the fact that this vacuums at the same time is just amazing. The battery is humongous. This could have cleaned 6 times and still probably had battery life left. Now, the negative on the Narwhal, great mopping robot. It actually does just as good mopping, but you have to take the mopping pads off. You basically have to put the bottom port on that has the side brushes and the vacuuming port, and then it will only vacuum, it won't mop. So it's one or the other on the Narwhal. This one, once again, can do both. And I am super impressed. I think it is the best, once again. It is expensive, it's $1,100 right now, but there's a $200 off coupon. The Narwhal started around that price. I think the Narwhal now is $800 if it's still on sale, but this is $900, and I would absolutely take this Dreame Tech over the Narwhal every day. So I'm gonna have a lot more videos on this, guys. I'm gonna do just a straight up floor plan test, see how good it is as just a vacuum cleaner. And I hope you guys enjoy this video. I really, really honestly like this a lot. Let's take a look at how much dirty water it has and how dirty it actually is. First, let's see how much it used. Used about half of the tank. Maybe a little bit less than half. And there's the dirty water. Not super dirty. The tank itself is gray, so that kind of shows you a little bit of it, but definitely some dirt in there. Now another cool thing that this does, that the narwhal does as well, right now it has a heating element and a fan, so it's blowing hot air directly onto those mopping pads, so it won't stink, no mold will be able to grow on it, and I think that is a very, very smart thing that both these robot vacuums did. Alright guys, I really hope you enjoyed that video and learned a few things. Let me know in the comments which one you would pick. I know it's very pricey, but if you need a robot mop and vacuum, this is, like I said, the best, and I don't think anybody can argue with me on that after seeing that test. If there's anything specific you guys would like to see with this robot, please let me know in the comments. I'll try to make that happen. It only takes 1 second. Please smash that like button for me. You can subscribe. It's totally free, and it really, really does help me out more than you guys know. So I would really appreciate that, and I would love to have you guys join this channel. Have a fantastic day, guys, and I will see you in the next one.